Okay, this is Chief here again, and today we are going to take a look at two very, very different tank. Um, they use very differently, but at the same time, they are very, very deadly heavy tanks, but they're just sort of the opposite of each other. And yes, I got the new garage, and yeah, I still, I'm still trying to figure out everything. Um, well, I found the IS-7 turret in the back, and found a couple other neat things. And I guess apparently they're made by this. Well, this garage is made by Koreans because this is Korean flag. But I downloaded from a Russian website, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, first one is E100. Everyone knows giant tank, lots and lots of armor, good health, and a Doom cannon. But the problem is, and there's no obvious weakness except the lower hull, but most tanks' lower plate is always the weakness. But if you angle it at all, it's still hard to pin. Um, the gun, however, they call it a Doom cannon because it's a 150, but the drawback of it is that it doesn't have enough pin to do well against lots of the other tier 10 heavy tanks with good frontal armor. Um, the other tank, T-34, which is used to be the Tier 9 American Heavy, now is the Tier 8 Premium Heavy. 120 legendary railgun, nickname railgun because it has such good pin for Tier 8 and it's relatively accurate. It still does very, very good alpha damage and it usually goes above average damage anyway. Um, the gun's average damage is about 400. I regularly do about 450 to 480. The hull of the T-34 is obviously just like every other T tank, T series tank, very very weak. Anyone that can put a shot into it usually pens. So yeah, it has a good turret, but most tanks do have a good turret at this tier. So a tank was a weak, half a tank and a really high pen gun, and a tank that have a very strong um, overall armor, but a gun that have very low pen. Now, two very very different replays. So let's see how this works out. Okay, so T-34 as the first replay, Assault on Siegfried Line. As you can see, we have two E75s, they have one E75, and we both have ISA, and they have a Leopard PT. Oh, and we have STI, but according to XVM, we have only a 47% chance of winning. I quite like T-34 in maps like this. What I mean by that is I like T-34 in maps where there are hills. Um, the Americans' legendary gun depression makes this tank very, very good for hill battles. Especially the turret is like impossible to pin anyhow. So, I didn't do too well in the beginning simply because I didn't have anything to fire it at. But the reason why I want to show you this replay is sort of towards the end. Um, I fought one of their E75 one-on-one, almost at point blank range. But anyway, I'm gonna speed up a little bit because the beginning is just kind of stupid and nothing happens. So I'm gonna speed up just a little bit and make this a little bit less painful to watch because, yeah, every time I got something aimed, they disappeared or they just doesn't reappear like they're supposed to. Sat there for a little while, nothing. Moved over, I got spotted, didn't want to get shot, so I backed off. Yeah. And ISU just ammo racked the Persian. So as you can see, our team is doing quite well at this point. They already lost their ISA. Did they? Oh, they lost something. No, the leopard. Yeah. So now at this point, I'm pushing. Oh, there we go. He shot my track, but again, T-34 backing up right into my gunfire, loaded, one shot. Unfortunately, was hoping it would be, a little bit of a better roll, but nope, 88 health, didn't get the kill. That's okay. Now remember what I said earlier, or a few times, about premium tanks. You should try to do full damage hits. The more full damage hit you can pump out in this tank, the more credit you earn. Now, T-29. I'm not looking to put a shot into him because it's just gonna be a waste of my money. Now this Jagdtiger had a really, really bad day. Watch this. Lower plate. See? 400 damage. That was a 464. Looking around, making sure nobody's coming around to get me. They didn't. And Jagdtiger. Shot number 2. Lower plate. Fire! See, again, over 400. What did I say? The average of this tank is not. So Jagdtiger realized that someone was shooting at him, so he kind of just ran off and died somewhere else. No. T-29. You, on the other hand, yeah, you're not that smart. Now, you realize most of my shot has been full damage hit, and now there's a E75 left. I was trying to fit through this hole, and I thought I could, but I kind of did, and then I got stuck. Which, yeah, that tend to happen to me a lot. So yeah, let's not do that. Anyway, I got stuck. Well, I think it was last night in the Clan War, and yeah, I was stuck there for almost the whole fight. Thank God we won. Otherwise, it would have been all my fault. Now I put a shot into him. Now he sees me. I angled my pause. You saw where that fire went through. It looked like it went through the tank, but actually what had happened is it went through the bottom of my track, exploded under my tank, and knocked out the track on the other side. Didn't do any damage to me. Now, you can angle your tank, even with a T3 heavy tank where the whole armor is to a E75 non-existent. But let's see. We'll keep moving. Now, I'm gonna play this a little bit slower so you can see frame by frame. Now, lower play again. Now, again, we both missed technically. I was aiming for the lower plate, but he turned his tank the last second, and maybe I should have aimed more towards the middle. My issue was shooting E75s when the lower plate isn't perfectly straight at me, a lot of time I'll bounce. So I took off his track, so definitely shot the wrong place. He, however, if we look, shot right. Actually, this shot hit right on top of on the very bottom of my gun. So that's the thickest part of the armor of the tank. So obviously that one didn't do anything. We'll go back to now. Face hug him. Zoom in. Now, see that piece that's sort of angled right on both bottom of the turret. There's two little pieces of armor that's just not really there. It's just a little bit thinner than everywhere else. I'm loading. He's aiming at my turret. I'm moving my turret around so he doesn't have a better shot. Now, what? Wait, really? Did You're kidding, right? You're not serious, right? I mean, uh, I can't paint your front, but the side of you is, yeah. And look at where his gun is. Notice how his gun just goes through the top part of my turret. It's not low enough to actually hit my hull. Okay. Well then. I'll take that. Now he's ammo racked. He kind of realizes his mistake and desperately trying to get the front of his tank again. He's trying to get the front of his tank pointing at me, but again, he fired. I can't see, but this shot is a little bit higher. Maybe that's the shot. I don't know. Anyway, pretty sure he just shot into my turret again because it didn't do any damage. Obviously, maybe it was the same spot. Yeah, looks that way. Anyway, he hit me and did no damage. Most likely somewhere on the turret. Go back to now. Now he's angled to a point. If I shoot the side of him, as thick as his armor is on the side, I have a very good chance of bouncing. But going back to that spot right there, and that bit right there, if you're face to face, was the E75. Well, that's not a problem at all. Even though it's orange, don't let them fool you. Oh. Turret jammed and ammo racked. Yeah. There we go. See, when you're facing a bigger tank, you don't necessarily have to back down from it. Especially a tank like an E75. Every tank has its weaknesses. This tank, it have its weaknesses, which is the hull. And even though there's a hole, I didn't take any damage. I took 50 damage from him ramming into me. But as you can see, you can still use the good part of your tank to your advantage. Extremely good turret. Okay. Everybody say that E75 is a brawling tank. Yes and no. It's not a brawling tank. I call it a corner tank. Extremely good at fighting corners. Extremely good at tanking at a range. Point blank, not so good. Reason why is the tank is too high. Look, he's blown up now, but he can't really get his gun even low enough to safely hit my hull. I mean, maybe that shot would have gone through if he didn't die, but if I moved any closer, he would have been right back to my turret again. So, yeah, it's not a good point blank duke it out kind of tank, unless if he's smart. Giant Cupola on the top of my tank would be the better target, but no. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see. That's about the gist of the video. I just wanted to show you, and obviously I did about 3,000. Well, sorry, I did a little over 3,000 damage. So that was the top damage in this game. So anyway, we'll see how I did in that E100. Obviously we won because there's only 704 left. I'll show you the E100 video next. Okay, so the E100 battle. As you can see, I am platooned up together with two of my clanmates in our T57, or in their T57s. Would like to have one, but yeah. And we have a waffle tractor. Now, this map, it's usually easier to defend. At least to me, I would think that defending will be easier. Now we're all gonna go up north because most of the time I feel that RD will hit you less if you're up north, and besides, it's a much harder target for RD to hit. So, yeah, me and the 257s are going to go north, and we are going to run into a few relatively big targets. Now, to be completely honest, E100 facing against other big tier 10 tanks are problematic sometimes. Again, the pen is the problem. So, we'll see how that goes. And I got quite a big shocker right here. Oh, as soon as I moved up anyway. Now, I could have aimed better. Now, see that object 704 that's on the corner of my screen? I totally didn't see him. And he puts one right into the side of my tank. There. And broke my engine. Oh, well. Object, there's two T-57s near me. What were you thinking? And, oh, Reaper Fang, horrible, horrible shot. Anyway, Patton's giving me problem, but he's not really having any luck pending in my armor, so that's fine. We'll move up, and if he shows us his side, I will take him too, but it's okay. So, oh, there's a corner of this. Oh no, it's gone. So, pause. One of the biggest problem to an E100 is the mouse. The toughest tier 10 tank was the most amount of armor in game. Yeah, that's probably not going to end well. Well, we're doing okay. We're ahead 3-0. So let's see how that worked out. Now that mouse driver, to be fair, I don't know. I guess maybe the mouse is new to him because he's not too great at it yet. Now, as good as the mouse is, as good of armor as the mouse is, it's not impossible to kill tank. The armor's not impenetrable. It's just very good, and it has lots of health. But you still have to play the tank the right way and not just drive at people and hope for the best. Unfortunately, this mouse driver is just that guy. You know, he shot me. Well, he did actually connect. Now, the other thing is about U100 is 2700 health. Takes you a while. And that 128 on the mouse, well, yeah, it'll take you a while. I knocked out my track. Now, the problem with anybody is, especially when you're driving a tank, if you're gonna poke, you have to angle your tank. First of all, you have to angle your tank. Second, you have to know what's around you. Now, mouse thinks that just because my track is blown, he have a free shot at me. Big mistake. And look at what's behind me. Now, I know for a fact he's seen all of these tanks. 2 T-57, a Conqueror, and a T-95. And the only friend he have is that T-54. Okay. Now that was not a very good idea. He was very angled, even though I was shooting his weak spot. He was too angled. Remember what I said earlier about my T-34, how I missed the first shot and tracked the E-75. I was worried that his lower plate was angled. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just because it's a weak spot, you can still angle it, and it still makes it very, very hard to pin. Now, the T-54 is not pinning me at all, so I'm not too worried about him. Now, what I'm saying now is I'm asking the two T-57s to come up behind me so we can overrun them at the same time. But the mouse driver made that easy for me. Yeah. Didn't really need to do that. Now, we started out 3-0. Now we've lost our Leopard 1, we've lost our Doom Turtle, and the score is looking very even though they lost two tier 10s. And all of a sudden, our one line doesn't look so good anymore. So we'll keep going and see what happens. The T-54, however, is a decent driver, and here I got myself stuck again, like I always do. So he realized that there's no point for him to be here, so he left. Me, on the other hand, got myself stuck again, and I am in the process of unstuck myself and going all the way around the mouse like I should have done the first time.
User left your channel.
And now we're losing. Ooh, E4. You notice a lot of time I would zoom in even though I clearly don't have a shot. I check my gun depression a lot, so I know if where I am in relations to the tanks that potentially have a shot on me. So now I'm asking the two T-57s to go hunt down their arty and hopefully give us a little bit of advantage, because obviously we're losing now really, really badly. They still have all of their big tanks and we don't. Simple as that. I am going to try to head to that rock right in front of me, get some cover, and hopefully provide some counterfire to people that are trying to cap us. Now, notice I've hit every one of my shots except one. I mean, I've pinned every one of the shots I hit except two. One was very badly aimed. Second, it was just a bad decision. E100 is a brawling tank. It actually have bit of a gun depression. Don't ever underestimate the E100. And the other issue with the E100 is, even though you can't get through the front of a tank, you can always position yourself where you can shoot the side of the tank. And with 235mm pin, you will still get through any weak spot, any tank. And so yeah, it's not a bad tank. You just have to use it very differently. T-34, however, aim at the front of the tank, fire. Most of the time you will pin. This gun at tier 10, you have to think about where you shoot, and because the gun is so inaccurate, you have to get very, very close and personal. Now I'm already at 2700 damage. Now the 150mm gun, it's a good gun and it is very, very powerful, but at long range the accuracy of the gun is not very good. Um, Object 704, way out of my view range. He's fighting the Artie. Tier 9, British Artie, really big gun. Oh, the T-54 again. What is he trying to do? No shots. They're fighting the Jagdtiger. Now they're calling for help because there actually is another Jagdtiger on the other side of that. I had no shots. Now I fire. Yeah, got the Jagdtiger. The other Jagdtiger is fighting both of the T-57. I'm assuming they're gonna be okay. I mean, it's Jagdtiger after all. T-54 wants to go at me. He fired. Yeah. And he got two T-57 behind him, so they finished him off. Now they're capping me now, and I'm not feeling so well. I'm too far away. Obviously, even on top of the hill, I can't spot anyone. I'm being shelled at. Now, there's no way I can win, but maybe, just maybe, I can light enough things up for the two T-57 to hit, but it doesn't look too good. I have 30 seconds. It's a very slow tank, and oh, I have a minute now. And oh no, I can't hit that Jagdtiger. He's too far away. But there's the Patton, that really annoying Patton, and the E100. Obviously, I'm spotted by now. That, I don't know. Should have got him. But yeah, lighting up targets for the two T-57s. Yeah, but obviously they won the game. The problem with this game is, of course, our forces folded on one side. But as you can see, this isn't a bad tank. That shot was a Patton. It should have killed him. It just went to the edge of the aiming circle. My luck. Anyhow, you can't really complain about RNG. So you can see their STI did an amazing job. 4 kills. Their E100, 3 kills. Their tier 10s carried. Our tier 10s, the waffle tractor, or the autoloader E100, as some people like to call it. I don't want to pronounce that name. Had 2 kills. Our Centurion had 1 kill, and nobody else had any kill except our platoon that actually had 7 kills. It's unfortunate, and we actually had a pretty good chance of winning, except our side just folded. However, this hopefully showcased how you're supposed to use the E100 to your advantage. Big giant piece of armor was a very short range, but a very powerful gun. Even though it has no pen, it has no pen, but it has the damage to make up. It has the alpha damage to make up the pen. Now DPM versus alpha. In a tank like this, you do not have a chance to put out DPS, because you do not have a chance to sit there trading shots with people. You are corner fighting, or you are brawling. The chances of just continually firing off shots is slim to none. So alpha damage in a tank like this is very important. Now, I did about 4,000 damage. Obviously pretty good. Reaper, the dead T-57, did about 4,000 damage. We are by far way ahead of everybody on both teams, actually. But we still lost. The highest on the other team was like 3,000 something damage. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed both of the replay, and hopefully I gave you guys an idea on how to use different tanks. Every tank is different in their own ways, and you should use them properly the way they're supposed to be used. So I hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and if you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy the game.